Hi, I'm Stuart from SAB Leadworks and welcome to the next job. Let's go and have a look, see what it's all about. Okay, so here we are. So we've got this capping to do to this stone portico. So it's going to have like a shelf detail first, which we'll do on the first tier. Then there'll be like a higher up capping as well. Unfortunately, as you can see, we've got no scaffold again on this one. Got a tower scaffold set up. So let's go up and have a look and see what's going on the inside. Okay, so this is the inside of it here. Yeah, so we're going to do first of all is get this shelf detail on. And we're going to do the hook welts with this. So we'll start getting some welts set out. We'll come quite high up here, not too high, because when we fix this into the stone, don't want to blow that corner off. And I think I just want to see sort of like about 10mm lower than this drip here as well. So we'll get some panels set out for that. So that'll be the first section, get all that shelf through the front and the two sides. And then we've got another capping higher up. Just going to drop it on the inside, probably about 50mm lower than this stone. I'll have to measure that back there to see. There's not much of an upstand on that. We'll see what I can get. I'll drop it down as low as I can, as long as it's off the deck. So we've got this this higher up cap in. These will all be welted as well. Could get some clips through the front and drop that down as well, probably to around there somewhere. Get that all nice and trimmed, nice and straight. So what we'll do first, we'll start setting out some welts and see what we're looking at. Okay, before I start setting out these welts, I think what I'm going to actually do, just quickly come on the inside here. I'm just going to clear out all these leaves on this flat roof and sweep out some of this water. I think the guttering's leaking up there, because that keeps dripping down there, but I'm going to be working on the inside of this roof, so I think if I get all that swept off, get all that water out of there now, I'll give it a chance to dry out while I'm setting out all of these welts. So we'll get that done first. Okay, so that's all that water all swept out now. I managed to get quite a few leaves out of that. You can actually see the outlet someone's done here is quite high. That's why it's just all puddling, because it's got to get to a certain height before it even gets anywhere near the outlet. But I've swept all the water out anyway, so at least I'll be able to work up here a bit more nicer now. I think by the looks of things, I'll actually be able to see most of this off the flat roof, which will make my life a lot easier than keep moving the tower along. So now that's all swept out, I'm going to start setting out some welts. Right, okay, so I've got all these welts all set out on this lower shelf now. So what I'm going to do is I've put a welt bang in the middle from that measurement to there. So we've got a welt bang in the middle there, and I've got that measurement from there to there, and I've divided that through all the middle, so they're all the same. There's another weld down the corner down there. So I'm just starting to put these panels on now. I've just got that one in there now. I'll just take you down there now and show you how I knock these up. Okay, so I've just cut my next panel to size. And I've already formed the welt on this one here. I'm just forming the welt on the other side now, so I've just knocked up my inch there, put a bit of patination and oil in there. So what I've done is I've cut a piece of lead, 3 thicknesses, folded it all together, and I'm going to put that inside the welt, address that to that. That's that. I'm going to bend up my upstand. 130mm. Chalk line on that. Get a setting stick and just set that in there on my fold line. having this thickness of lead in there, what that's going to do is it's going to enable me to fold that up, and it's going to keep the welt open. Now we can take those thicknesses of lead out. We've just managed to fold that up, stand up now, and leave that welt nice and open. So that's now ready to go in. Okay, so I've just set that into that other welt now, so that's now ready to be fixed. I can't fix it too high up because it's so close to the edge of that stone, so I'm going to drop my fixings a little bit. As well, I think. Get a bit of copper in the welt now. Just going to notch it out to stop it from sliding. Because this is pitched as well. If we don't do that as a chance in time, that could actually slip. It's actually 16-degree fall, so you could almost get away with lapping it, but I think it's anything sort of like less than 10 degrees needs to be welted. This is 16 degrees, so we probably could have lapped it, but I just feel this would be a better detail. Especially with the copper in the welt, it's going to, stop it all from slipping and stuff. So I've decided to hook welt them all. in a minute and that'll be job done. So I'm just going to work my way through there now, just repeating the process. Okay, so that's all those panels on there now, on this shelf. I've done these 2 returns as well. They're both on there, welded the corner up there. So what I've got to do now, I'm going to dress all these welts in. To do that, what I'm going to do is get a metal plate, put it behind there to support the lead, and I'll get a settling stick and just dress those welts in. So we'll dress all these welts in, then I'll get all this front edge dressed down against the stone. I'm not going to trim it yet, I'm just going to get it dressed down. And then what I'm going to do is just weld up these corners. Got one there to do, one down there to do as well. Get those corners welded up and I can start looking at getting this top capping on. Okay, so that's all those welts all dressed in now, and I've got the front all dressed down. Slight change of plan. I've actually ended up trimming that now as well. I thought I might as well get that completely finished before I move on to the next section. So that's all trimmed through there as well now. It's welded up the corners as well. So what I'm going to do now is start setting out where all the welts are going to come on this top section capping. Okay, so I've just set out where all these welts are going to go on this top capping now. What I've done is I've put a welt bang in the middle of the welts on the shelf, so I've staggered it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a clip in between the middle of that welt and that welt. Have a clip bang in the middle there, like either side of the welt. So now I've got everything set out. What I'm going to do now is cut a load of clips, weld all them on, and I can start getting this capping on. Okay, so that's all those clips all welded on there now, ready to take the cap in. So what I'm going to do now is start getting this capping on. My first panel is going to be this one just here. I'm going to get that corner in, just work my way through there, and then get the 2 returns in. Okay, so that's all those panels on there now. Make sure I get some builder paper underneath there. So now that's all those panels set in. What I'm going to do now is set all these welts in. Just going to get my metal plate and slide that in underneath there to support the lead, and I can get a settling stick, dress all them in. So we get all those welts dressed in, then we can start dressing down these edges, getting it all trimmed up. Okay, so that's all those welts all dressed in now. I've got both of the edges dressed down as well and trimmed. So what I'm going to do now is start trimming these clips. So I'm going to trim them to 50mm, but I'm going to make sure when I dress it up that I leave a 5mm expansion gap on it. If you dress it up tight so it's touching, when the lead expands and contracts, it just pushes all the clips out, so effectively they don't do anything. So just to make sure I leave a 5mm gap on those clips. So I get all these clips cut, and then it'll be just a case of welding all the gussets in. Okay, so that's all of these clips all dressed up now. Also, I've just made up all my gussets that I need to weld in. So now I've got all these gussets ready to weld in. I'm going to weld those in, and then just got to cut some flashings in to the upstands and mastic it, give it another coat of oil if it dries out enough, or when it does, and then that will be job done. Okay, so that's all those gussets all welded in now. Just cut those flashings in as well above the upstands there and mastic them in and giving it all a coat of oil. So that is job done. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can check me out on Instagram at SLB Leadworks. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hopefully catch you in the next. Cheers.